Oh, there we go. Hello and welcome to Storytale 2021. Great to have you join us. We have Lauren Tobia for our first event, which is fantastic. She will be talking about Oscar's Tower of Flowers, which is a gorgeous picture book that came out earlier this year. Am I right? Yeah. So after this event, we will be putting things on our YouTube channel, so don't worry if you missed out or you can't hear or you want to pause and take it in more slowly. It will be there on YouTube. You can watch at your leisure. The other thing to say is that we are running a competition to win a copy of either Lauren's beautiful book or Will Hamilton Davis's Shrew with the Flu. And to do that, you just have to leave a comment or a question on the Facebook events, and we'll put your name in a hat, and then we'll draw them out at the end of the weekend and let you know if you're a winner. Oh, and one last thing, which we will post about more on our Facebook page afterwards, is that the fantastic Laura from Colourful Minds has created a wonderful craft event based on Lauren's book. You will see from the lovely pictures kind of what inspired her and why she's come up with that particular event, particular activity, but it's really lovely. So do check it out after the event today. So, Lauren, you have created this gorgeous book about Oscar and his Tower of Flowers, which I think was inspired by your grandson. Is that right?
Yeah, I found out I was going to be a nana, and I thought, and it just sort of opened. I just wanted to make something for him. You know how you just want to, produce something. So happily, by the time they wanted the title, I knew what his name was because he was born sort of halfway through. And by the time the artwork and everything was done, I realized that was sort of getting actually look quite like the child in the story, which was just a little bit random. This is Oscar's Tower of Flowers. So here's the book.
It's a beautiful book.
Thank you. It's a wordless book, which means it hasn't got any words in it, but it's still got a story, and basically it's for people to share and make their own stories. So a lot of the time when you're a kid and you've got a book, you listen to the story. Well, this one's slightly different. It's for you to tell your caregiver about the story. So you can both together decide what's happening in it. And actually, the more times I hear it spoken about, the different versions I get. So I'm going to tell you my version because that's the only one that I know. And there's lots of other versions that have come up in things. And I go, oh, is that the story? Oh, I didn't know that.
Lots of ways of looking at it. Well, I will hand over to you, Lauren. You can take us through your gorgeous book, and we will check in again at the end. But over to you.
Thank you. Hello. And this is my book, Oscar's Tower of Flowers. And it's all about a little chap called Oscar and his cat and his monkey and what he does, really. It's a wordless book, as I said before, so I'm going to make up my story. You can make up your story when you look at it, and I'm just going to tell you about the pictures, basically. So this is now it's going to wobble about a bit because I'm having to do this on a funny little screen. And yeah, there we go. So this is the end paper, which is the page just inside the hard bit of the book. And it's just where Oscar lives. No, he doesn't. Well, at this point, he doesn't live here. But anyway, this is the flats. So you can't tell very much about what's going on there, only that there's a few people there. So there's a man taking out his washing and another chap with a little dog. And actually, the little dog you can't see very well in this picture, but that's my old dog called Poppy. So I've decided that's Poppy. Then there's a man and a little girl playing with a musical instrument and has a little pink horse. And there's some ladies who are drinking tea and putting out their washing on a baby. And that person there who's waving, there she is, that's, I'm going to call her Nana, and her cat, who is my old cat from when I was a little kid, called Spike. And he was known as Spike, the cat. So it's quite good fun because you get to put, if you're a picture book illustrator, you can put your family and your friends and your interests in the pictures. So there we are. And then it says, to Oscar Viney with and my family, so much love. So that's the only words really in there apart from the from this bit. So this is Oscar going up in a lift and he's with his mum. I'm going to call him Mum. People have called her all sorts of things, but this is Mum and Oscar. So my characters are called Mum and Oscar. He's pressing the button and look what they've got with them. They've got a suitcase. So what do you think is going to happen now? Oh, this is published by Walker Books as well. Big shout out to them. Hey. So it looks like Mum and Nana and Oscar are having a big hug. And they're having a big hug because, no, that's the cat's joining in now. Because Mum is leaving and she's got to go away. And she's got to go away for work, I think. I've got a huge backstory about that. She works for Médecins Sans Frontières, but that's a bit grown up for you and I won't worry about that. So Oscar says bye-bye to Mum and she's just about to go in the lift and she comes out and gives him a last hug. And then Nana looks after him. And even the cat's wondering where she's gone. So at first, Oscar's really sad. And look, you can see Nana's made him a cake. And they've taken their shoes off. And they're starting to unpack. You can see the suitcases open below. And he's having a drink and just taking in all the things that are gone today and how sad he is. And then they go on to start packing and putting their stuff away. He's got a drawer in the chest of drawers. Looks like the cat's got in there too, isn't it? That's what cats do though, isn't it? And then he's got his picture of his mum with all the flowers. And he's very happy about that picture. It reminds me of his mum. So when he goes to bed at night, he tucks a picture of his mum and the flowers. And he goes to sleep. He's a bit sad. He's had a bit of a cry. But he'll be all right. Don't worry. And then the next morning, they're having breakfast. You can see by the light. And you can see how high they are up in their tower block. Because all the houses and the tops of the houses can be seen over the skyline. And the cat's on the furniture, eating out of a bowl. And what's Oscar having? He's having toast, she's having muesli or cornflakes or whatever. And do you think the monkey's having an egg? I don't think so, do you? I've never seen a stuffed monkey eat an egg, but never mind. And when they're playing in the day, they're making a jigsaw and they draw a picture. And then they look out the window onto the balcony. And Oscar sees Nana's attempt at gardening. Not very good, is it? Look at that poor plant. It's all wilted. It's not getting any love, is it? Even the cat, you can see it down there. Whoop, I see him go back this way. Whoop, wobble around this book, sorry. And so Oscar gives it a water and starts to care for the plant. Whoop. So Nana has an idea. She gets his coat. Where are we going, he says. They're doing his coat up, doing his buttons up. Someone needs to help you with buttons that big, don't they? And off they go. There we go. That's the cat looking out of the balcony. Oh, and look at the plant. Look at the plant's looking better, isn't it? And off they go in his trolley. And they're going off somewhere. Who can say? So along the road they go. They go past the cafe. They go past the bookshop. They go to the plant shop. And who's in the door? Another dog who looks very much like my dog Poppy again. And there they are. They come to the door and Poppy the dog, the shop dog, says hello. And he's brought his trolley in the back so that he can put all his bits of shopping in. And you can see all the watering cans and the spray guns and the cacti and the seeds. And there's more plants, and they've got forks and bits and pieces, everything that you could properly need to grow plants. And they get inside the shop, there are loads and loads of seeds. So there are sunflower seeds and tulip seeds and marigold seeds, lots of orange ones because I like the orange against the green. And then there's a person in the door with a bowl of flowers, they're already planted up, and some more cacti, and that's a strainer. I'll do that. That's a strainer to clean earth. You shake it and all the bits of gubbins comes out. And then there's Poppy the dog has helped them again. He's found some flower seeds. And there's another lady. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm getting the lights wiggling about here. There's a lady doing her shopping as well. She's looking at seeds. And there you go. So Oscar looks and finds a fork in a big yellow trug and some peat-free compost, because you have to have peat-free. It's better for the planet. And some seeds. So that's all you need, is some earth and some seeds. And they go and pay the guy with Nana's credit card. I don't think Oscar's got one, do you? And there's the dog again looking. And then they go home. Past the cake shop. Do you think they stop? I would. I think I'd stop for one of those buns with a cherry on top. Doing it back to front. Those are my favourite. And the nice thing about being an illustrator is you can draw your favourite things. One of them is buns with a cherry on top. So there they are planting the seeds, and you know how to plant seeds. You have to give them some earth to live in and a container. Now you don't need fancy pots. What you can do is just use your recycling. So there's little yogurt pots there, and there's plastic containers of all sorts that have been used for something else. And there are the seeds in his hand, and they're putting them in the earth in the little yogurt pots. And the next thing to do is give them some water. So there he is filling up his thing, taking some water, and he's watering them. I think they might have spilt quite a lot, don't you? And there's cat paw prints all over the table, and one has been knocked over. Who do you think did that? I think it's the cat. You look, he's sitting right in the middle of all their sowing the seeds there. That's cats for you. They just sit in the most silly places, don't they? So the cat is looking at his windowsill. Now, I think this is the windowsill that cat normally likes to sit on. And I think it's being taken over by yogurt pots full of seeds. I don't think he's all that happy. But then he runs away. He says, right, I'm going to go and find another cushion to sit on. And there they are. They put all the seeds into the pots and put them on the windowsill. So they get plenty of sunlight, because you also need sunlight. And then they wait, and the sun shines and the rain falls, and sometimes there's a rainbow, and then he waters them when they need water, not too much, just enough. And they wait. Even the cat's joined in, that's keeping it warm. And then, look, the seed's grown. And we've got new shoots. And Oscar is very happy. Look at all those flowers, plants coming up. And they're all in different tins and containers. There's a takeaway container. There's a tin of beans. You need a hole in the bottom, mind, to give drainage, but you don't want them to fill with water. And there's a jug and all sorts of containers. And they've all got new plants in them. And then he repots them into a bigger pot. Whoop, let's go this way. So you see the little pot down in the bottom? That's the little pot where he's planted it into a new pot. Cat's joining to have a look as well. And he's watching it grow and grow. And can you see something else that's growing in the background? The tower block that's being built. So you take time is passing. The tower block's growing, and so is the flower. And it's a sunflower. And they've nearly finished the tower block too. And the cat's given up. He's got bored. He's licking his foot. But not only does that one plant grow, but they all grow. And soon, oh my goodness, they're covered. It's covered. We've got plants everywhere. And where's the monkey? Can you see the monkey? He's up in the rubber plant. He's got lost up there. And the cat's hiding under the chair. He's like, oh my goodness, there's nowhere for me to sit. I like a windowsill or a table or something like a newspaper that someone's trying to read. That's where I like to sit. And there are all the flowers. And I think Nana's just starting to go, I think we're getting a little bit out of hand here. I haven't got any room. She's starting to get a little bit worried. Oscar thinks it's great though. He's got his arms in the air and he's going, woohoo! All the flowers and plants. And when he goes to have a bath, there's plants everywhere. Just to move the big, huge rubber plant out of the way so that he can get to the bath. And look, he's in the bath, and there are plants in the bath. It looks like it's I won't say what they are. I can't remember. And so he's having a little think. He's just moving some of the plants about, and then he puts one into his trolley. And he has a little think, and he says, hello, I've got an idea. And the cat's going, what idea? I don't know. Is it give me some food or a biscuit or something? No? Okay. I think the idea is, when we've got too much of something, we can share it. So here they are putting some of the extra plants into his trolley, and they walk along the balcony, and Oscar's got his bike and the monkey, and they're going to ring on the bell. Bing bong. And who's there first? We saw him on the end papers, didn't we, at the very beginning? It's the old guy with the other dog, and he's giving him a plant. He said, would you like to look after this? And he said, oh yes, this will brighten up my house. And then he goes, bing bong, he's on another house. And he sees the ladies with the baby. And would you like that plant? And they said, oh yes, I love that one. And bing bong, here's a beautiful plant for you. And the couple in the upstairs room, the guy was doing the washing last time you saw him. They're having flowers. And then in the end, he gets to the bottom where that man and the little girl is. Oops, let me see if I get, that's it. And there's none left except for one tiny pink one. He rings a bell. No, he hasn't got a bell, has he? He goes, knock, knock, knock. And they come to the door, and he gives her the plant, the flower. That one's coming to flower. I think she's very pleased, don't you? She's got a crown on because she always wears a crown. Some people do. My brother used to wear a soldier's hat, and he wore that all the time, and a false beard. But that's a long story. That's another picture book. My brother and his false beard. Anyway. So off he goes. He's done all his plant giving away, and he's off on his tricycle. But what's happened? Oops! He's left his monkey. And she shouts, "You've left your monkey!" "Oh, thank you," he says. She runs back and she gives her a big hug. "Thank you for getting my monkey." Almost knocks her hat off, doesn't he? She puts her hat back on and goes, "That's all right, don't worry. Maybe you'd like to be my friend." So he's making friends and sharing what he's got with people. How nice. Anyway, a bit later on, they're looking at a book about beekeeping. You'll find out why later. And the cat's woken up. They've heard something. Do you think it might be a car driving up? I think it might be a taxi. And who's coming out of the taxi with her bags? it's Mummy. He's seen her, hasn't he? He's waving. He runs all the way. You can hear her coming in up the lift, knocking on the door, and hello, Mum. And there she is. They're together again. And you can see on the back of her bag, what does that look like? That looks like an aeroplane ticket thing that they put on your baggage. So she's been a long, long way. But they're back together again, and Oscar's very, very happy. And this is the last picture, and it's all of them together. And she's brought them a present. You see the little present with a heart on it. And Nana's made a cake. You can see 2 slices of cake. And you can see the sunflowers that he was growing. They're now outside in a window box, in a trough. And the cat's happy because he's got Nana all to himself, I think, a little bit. And Mummy's there. And Monkey's happy too. Where's the cat? Oh yeah, sorry, the cat's there, isn't he? Yeah. So they're all back together again. And their back balcony looks amazing, doesn't it? And then this is what has happened to the tower block. It's changed, isn't it? It's got very different. So no more is it a little bit sort of dark, bleak and not very interesting. But look, the ladies upstairs, they were the ones who had the green bicycle. We didn't know them. They've got window boxes and they've got plants. There's a roof garden. And look, there's the bees, because you need the bees if you're going to have flowers. And then there they are waving. And there's their balcony. And then there's the ladies downstairs. And they're passing up something to the ladies at the top. So they've all started talking to each other and being more friendly, and yeah, everyone's talking to each other. And then there's the couple who are doing the washing. Now they're sitting underneath in their balcony enjoying the sunshine. And the old guy's talking to the guy downstairs. And the dog still, he's barking upstairs because the dog likes to chat, they bark. And at the bottom is his new friend. And she's waving to him. And the guy is waving to the old man. Ooh, I can't try and work that out. And right in the window is a rainbow, because I drew this right in the middle of the first lockdown. And I thought I needed to do one. So that's the power of plants, I think, and being friendly. So that's the story of Oscar's Tower of Flowers. That's my version of the story. As it's wordless, as I said before, you're very welcome to make up your own. But here we go. Thank you.
Oh, that was fantastic. Thank you, Lauren. I love how there's that big change from the beginning. If you look at the picture at the beginning and all the people in their tower blocks, and then you look at the one at the end, and it's not just Oscar's tower block. You can see the other tower blocks behind might have grown some plants as well, which I think is lovely, this idea that it's spreading and that you can share. If you, like you said, you've got too much, you can share it around, and all sorts of wonderful things happen when you share things around. It's a fantastic story. So yeah, there's lots to think about in that book, isn't there? Where did Mummy go? How was Oscar feeling? What were all those plants? What could you grow in your house? How did he manage to grow all those plants in such a small space? And what did he need to grow them? And how did he must have been really patient to watch them grow all that time. And I love the cat and the monkey are kind of watching and being part of the story as well. So it's fantastic. Thank you so much, Lauren.
Thank you for letting me tell my story.
Very lucky. So Lauren is a Bristol-based illustrator, which is fantastic, and you'll find her book in lots of the local bookshops.
Bedminster even.
Bedminster, just down the road from me, yeah. And just a reminder that if you want to be in the competition to win Oscar's Tower of Flowers or Shrew with the Flu, then leave a comment on our Facebook events. We've got another event coming up at 11 o'clock. Pride eating, and she's going to be telling a story about the Nettle Princess, a bit of a plant theme. And the other reminder is just that if you want to catch up and watch it again, and it'll be on YouTube, and check out Laura from Colourful Minds' brilliant craft activity, which is based on, I can say it now because we've read the story, Oscar's little truck, the little red truck, and she's got instructions on how to make that and put flowers in it. We'd love to see if you have been inspired by this book, if you wanted to draw any pictures, if you've grown any plants, if you've made anything that's been sparked off by this book. We would love to see that, and we will share that, and I'm sure Lauren would love to know if you've been inspired too. So thank you very much, everybody, and we will see you again soon. Bye. Bye.